Shortstop Brian Boyce. At first base Trey Barnes. And right field.
Welcome to live coverage of Averett baseball here on the Averett Sports Network. Drew Wilson joined by Heath Behringer here as we got a good one for you on Wednesday. It's midweek baseball. The Cougars taking on Hampden-Sydney College right here on Owen Fulton Field on Averett's North Campus here in Danville, Virginia. Kind of a cold, brisk day. A little overcast. Had some rain in the area this morning. Maybe a couple drops here and there, but otherwise two teams are ready to go as we are getting ready for this non-conference matchup between the Cougars and Tigers. Averett comes in with a 1-3 record, coming off their first win of the season up at Eastern Mennonite on Saturday. Picked up a 3-2 win up there. Hampden-Sydney, meanwhile, 2-1 on the season. They played a 3-game set with Moravian and won the first two on Saturday and dropped the third game of the series on Sunday. And Heath, should be a good game today between these two teams. They haven't seen each other for a while. They were supposed to play in spring 2020, and we all know how that turned out. The game was canceled before they could get to it and didn't get to play last season. So first time they've seen each other since 2019.
And just another preview of what the Cougars are going to face in years to come when they move to the ODAC, Hampden-Sydney out of the ODAC. And obviously the Cougars opened up the year against the ODAC opponent in Washington Lee, right? The doubleheader, the first game, a one-run loss, two-run loss, close game, something that head coach Kenny Fleming talked about in preseason. A team that was young last year, young again this year. Record wasn't as, good as it seemed, but a great, turn to the future. Most conference wins since 2016 last year, looking to build on that. But they lost a lot of close games last year, and head coach Kenny Fleming really looking for this team to really be able to build off that and find a way to win those close games this year, Drew.
Yeah, you mentioned that. There was 7 games of one. They lost by 1 run, and a couple more there was 2 or 3 run games. So certainly looking to kind of change that. Obviously, they were able to pick up a 1-run win on Saturday up at Eastern Mennonite in some really tough conditions. It was like 35 miles per hour winds, 35 degrees outside, a night game. The delayed start, it was supposed to start at 4 o'clock. They didn't start till closer to 6. So a lot of factors there, but the Cougars able to come away with a win. They scored 3 runs and had a 3-0 lead going into the 9th, gave up a couple runs late there, but able to hold on. I think that's a huge victory for the Cougars.
And that's the exact moments that head coach Kenny Fleming is talking about. You have those leads, or maybe you're battling back from a run or two. It is possible, and it's possible to hold on to those leads, something they struggled with last year with a young roster, back at it again with some young guys. But there's a lot of bright spots when you have young names in your starting lineup. They're here to stay usually, and normally when they have that type of talent, they just grow year by year. So, obviously that win early in the season, nice job to complete that and looking to keep things rolling. Tough non-conference schedule, a lot of ODAC teams, but just going to get them prepped for when they do start facing the USA South opponents.
And this is a good midweek contest for the Cougars. Just keep preparing them for the rest of the season once they get to conference play. And you mentioned the ODAC. So far the whole schedule has been ODAC opponents, and it's going to be that way for a little bit, for the most part, until we get to conference play. So it'd be a good chance, as you said, to preview what the Cougars will see next year when they make that jump from the USA South to the Old Dominion Athletic Conference.
Head coach Kenny Fleming coming for the head coach meeting.
Fleming in his 4th season. Jeff Kinney in his 19th season. Been in Hampden-Sydney for quite a while. These two teams have had some great battles for a while as they've been taking on each other almost every year. They play at least once, maybe even twice. Just the distance, it's a lot easier to get in and play a team that's only maybe, an hour and a half away.
Yeah, and Drew, and you look at another thing that Coach Fleming talked about is big innings, giving up big innings to certain teams. And you look at the opening doubleheader, started off with a 3-2 loss, turn around right after that, lose 13-3, and they didn't really scratch those 3 runs until late in the ball game, and then turn around and go to Washington Lee, lose by a big margin. But in the wins that you did see last year, that's what they limited. They limited that, and they found ways to stick on, those 1-2 run leads, hold on, get the outs they needed, and earn those victories. And that's exactly what he wants to see this ball club be able to do this year, and they got a great opportunity to do it today.
Absolutely. And you might look at the scores of some of those losses already this year, the second and third games in particular. And honestly, I think those are just 1 or 2 bad innings in the entire game kind of made that score look beyond what it really was. Otherwise, they've been pretty close games throughout. And I know at least the ones we've seen in person have been really solid games. My first game of the season, only a 3-2 loss. Then the second game, a little bit of difference with the score, but like I said, 1 or 2 innings kind of were the difference in making that game out of reach.
And the weather completely different. I mean, you go back a few weeks ago to our first doubleheader. I mean, it was sunny and almost 70 degrees, and now it's not too chilly out there, but that wind is whistling.
It is, that wind blowing from right to left field here, and it tends to flow that way anyway, but on a cold, brisk day like today, temperatures 64, but it feels a lot cooler with that wind blowing, and it's probably not going to get any warmer out there today, so the teams are going to have to battle a little bit with some of those temperatures, and we all know metal bats in cold weather do not mix very well. So,
the bats that pass the standard now.
The new bat checks has a NCAA rule, so that can play a factor as well. But we are pretty close to getting going here, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups for you right here on the Averett Sports Network.
Being a student athlete and an aviation major was actually a huge plus for me in deciding to come to Averett. I looked into multiple schools, hundreds of schools actually, and Averett just felt like home to me as soon as I stepped foot on campus. As soon as I stepped foot in the airport and when I got on North Campus, it was just a great feeling. very home-like feeling, especially being so far away from home, me being from Houston, Texas. I felt like it was amazing being able to kind of see the atmosphere that they had built here and the family and really the community that they built here. You know, it really feels like you're being in a big neighborhood kind of. I really enjoy my time here at Averett so far, and one of the biggest reasons that I picked Averett was because of me being able to do both, being a student athlete and also being able to fly planes. That's one of my I think favorite things to say to anybody when they ask me what my collegiate experience has been like. I could definitely say, you know, I've been flying planes and playing football. There's not too many people in the country that could say that.
Welcome back here for live baseball on the Averett Sports Network. Drew Wilson, Heath Behringer got the call for you today as the Cougars taking on Hampden-Sydney. Let's go through today's lineup. First, we'll look at the defensive lineup for the Cougars from left to right field. Out in left field, you have Nate Tuck. In center field, Drew Rabin. And in right field, Kevin Ziske. Your infield for the Cougars around the horn from third base. You have the freshman Cole McLean, Brant Brophy, Caden Greider getting the start at second base, and Brandon Hatcher at first base. On the mound today, Nathan Comer, the freshman out of nearby South Boston. And behind the plate today, the freshman Preston Robbins getting the start at catcher. For Hampden-Sydney, their lineup in batting order. In center field, Ethan Baden. In left field, Max Lipscomb. At shortstop, Ryan Boyce. At first base, Trey Carnes. In right field, Christian Chambers. At third base, Tillman Butler. The DH today, Johnny Oates. Behind the plate, Jay Beavers. And batting ninth and playing second base, Lucas Burnett. Pitching today for the Tigers is Justin Reynolds.
And Drew, freshman on the mound, freshman behind the plate in the start lineup for head coach Kenny Fleming today. That is going to be something I'd like to keep my eye on. It'll be interesting communication-wise between the both of them and the dugout, and really when they face that first type of adversity, how they're going to handle it.
And Comer, this is his first start, I believe. First start. He's appeared in 2 games, so he's gotten a little bit of action. First attempt by Ethan Baden, bunted foul for strike 1. Baden, the center fielder, 0-1 count, pinch from Comer in there for a strike.
Nice job by the freshman here getting ahead of the count.
Comer's pitched 2 2/3 innings on the season, has given up 4 earned runs, does have 4 strikeouts, and tries to nibble that outside corner, but just outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count here as Comer looks in, gets the signal from Robbins. And a big swing and a miss for strike 3, so Baden goes down swinging for the first out. That'll bring up Max Lipscomb.
Nice start by the freshman on the mound there, Drew. Obviously with Baden coming up trying to bunt for a hit right off the bat and fouls it off, so lets him get ahead early.
Good to see some confidence in the freshman. First pitch popped up behind second base. Wind blowing pretty hard, but Greider there to make the catch in shallow center field, coming over from second base for the second out.
That's another thing I'm going to keep my eye on. Obviously, in that first doubleheader, we saw a few plays that were tough to make due to some of the wind and the weather conditions. Obviously, a little more sunny that day, but today real windy and a little cloud coverage might be tough to see the ball.
Ryan Boyce steps in for the Tigers. First pitch popped up as well. This one staying on the infield over on the right side. Hatcher makes the catch over from first base for the third out. So 6-pitch inning for Comer. Gets out of the last 2 batters with just 2 pitches total. So Cougars will head to the plate when we come back. Still 0-0 going to the bottom of the first.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless here from Owen Fulton Field. Cougars coming to the plate after a 1-2-3 inning in the top half of the frame. And it'll be the freshman Ziske leading off for the Cougars. Kevin Ziske started, this is his 5th start. He started every game so far for Averett. Has 4 hits, including a pair of doubles this season. Pitch chopped out to second base. It'll be an easy 4-3 put out for the Tigers for out number 1. That'll bring up Brandon Hatcher, who comes in leading the way with a .333 average. He started off all 5 games as well, has 3 hits, including a triple and a run batted in.
Yeah, first pitch swinging there was Ziske. Don't want to come up to the plate, coming aggressive. See if Hatcher comes up with a little more patient.
Hatcher, the senior, playing first base today, but can play any of the infield positions. Looks at ball 1 there from Justin Reynolds, making his first start of the year. The right-hander looks in, misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Reynolds, a freshman out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, out of Atlantic Shores Christian. 2-0 pitch on the way to Hatcher. Big swing and a miss there by the senior for strike 1. Hatcher out of Prince George, Virginia. And he'll poke this one down the line in right field. That'll drop. Looks like it could be 2. He's going to make the turn. It's going to be a close play at second base. And he's underneath the tag for a a 1-out double. So Hatcher comes through his second extra base hit of the season, first double.
And nice piece of hitting right there, Drew. Ball on the outside part of the plate. Take it that way and stretch it into a double. A nice relay there by Hampden-Sydney. Almost got him, but nice job by Hatcher making that turn. And Cougars got a man in scoring position here.
That'll bring up freshman Preston Robbins to the plate, batting .200 on the season. Got a chance to drive in a run here and give the Cougars an early lead. First pitch finds the outside corner for strike one. Robbins out of Chesterfield, Virginia. Getting the start today behind the plate. He's seen some action already this year, so not his first time up there. As I mentioned, batting .200 on the year as he looks at the curveball that drops in for strike two. Robbins starting his fourth game. He's got 2 hits on the year, has scored a run, had a triple, and an RBI.
That was a nice off-speed pitch there by Reynolds, Drew. Get ahead in the count and then use all speed to go to another one here.
And tries to sneak one in there on the inside corner, but a little high for ball one. You know, we talked about the wind earlier, Heath, and I tell you, if anybody gets the ball up today, it might get out of here to left field. It is really blowing the flag basically all the way out, nonstop. 1-2 pitch on the way, overthrew it and misses outside and low.
A nice job by Beavers behind the plate there, Drew. If that ball gets by, obviously Hatcher's moving up to third and didn't even really move in front and block it, just stuck his glove out and nice pick.
Cougars wearing their gold tops today, one of their new uniform combinations. And this one poked out into shallow right field. It could be trouble, but it's not. It's going to be caught just behind second base there for out number 2. Runner can't move up, so Hatcher stays at second base. That'll bring up Avery Spicer, the DH for today's game. Spicer, one of the weekend starters for the Cougars on the mound. Pitched a heck of a game in the win over Eastern Mennonite. I think went 8 1/3 innings before being lifted there in the 9th, but he's a guy that can do it at the plate. He's played infield during his time here at Averett and been a pretty solid pitcher as well. That's why his bat is in the lineup today. And that one, ball missed, got away from catcher there, but not far enough for Hatcher to advance.
Yeah, I think he's a little upset with himself over at second. He may have been in the air, bouncing his feet, trying to time it up, but I think if his feet are on the ground there, he might be trying to move up to third, but didn't have the jump and not able to get over there.
It's one of those tough things. You never want to make the third out at third base either. But if you can get 90 feet away, that could be the difference in getting a run this inning with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch, misses low and away for ball 2. Hampden-Sydney wearing their, looks like charcoal gray tops. The maroon letters across the chest. 2-0 the count here to Spicer. Spicer takes that pitch for ball 3. Spicer batting .250 on the year, but 1 ball away from drawing a walk to bring up Cole McLean.
Yeah, real veteran at bat. Hadn't really chased anything yet.
And taking all the way, strike. Throw it down to second base, but Hatcher back and plenty of time.
Reynolds acted a few pitches ago like he was gonna try to test Hatcher down at second, and I'm surprised by that right there. If that gets over his head, obviously Hatcher's moving up easily.
Huge hole on the right side, but that's closed up now as they don't cover second base. This one poked up the middle. That's going to drop in center field, and that will score Hatcher, and the Cougars will take the lead here in the bottom of the first inning on the RBI single by Avery Spicer.
Yeah, fantastic at bat right there. Gets ahead in the count. Gets 3-0, takes it, gets 3-1, and hitters count. Fantastic piece of hitting. Ball bit on the outside part of the plate. Takes it that way just a little bit, and Cougars on top.
Spicer on first. That'll bring up the freshman Cole McLean. And McLean batting 133 on the year. Spicer takes off for second base. Looks like a hit and run. Ball lifted out to center field, but it's going to be caught for the third out, but not before the Cougars add a run here in the first. They lead 1-0 over Hampden-Sydney through one inning.
Being a student athlete at Averett and being an RA, it is very time consuming, but it has gotten me, I'm much more involved than I was last year. I have really good relationships with all my residents that I didn't have before, and the student athlete, it's nice to be able to relate with my teammates and other student athletes. I'm kind of in the middle ground, so I get both sides, make those connections with both groups.
Welcome back. We go to the top of the second inning. Averett with a 1-0 lead on Hampden-Sydney. Trey Carnes, the first baseman, will lead it off here for the Tigers to start the second as Comer begins his second inning. First pitch fouled down the first baseline. Will it stay in play? It does, but Hatcher unable to get to it. The wind really swirling down there, and a little mad at himself for not getting underneath that one, but that's a tough play the way the wind's blowing out there right now.
Yeah, Drew, I mean, any ball in the air today is going to be a tough play to make. And like I said earlier, we saw, I believe it was Jason Maggs in left field, a few weeks ago. And then Ziske, who's back in right field, he made a few plays and then didn't convert on a few due to, the wind a bit and trying to track the ball. So it'll be fun to keep an eye on how these guys track things in the air today.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss there for strike three, and Carnes goes down for the first out. Beautiful pitch there by Comer, his second strikeout of the day. That'll bring up Chambers, the right fielder.
And Drew, the freshman on the mound for the Cougars today, he has come dialed in.
Chambers' first pitch hit out to left field, but Tuck ranging over towards the line. He'll make the catch for out number two. So two away here for Tillman Butler. And how about this for, I know it's early, Heath, but 10 pitches, 9 strikes.
Well, Drew, I was just about to say that the thing that's most impressed me so far early in this, freshman's first collegiate start is his efficiency. He's gotten a few strikeouts just like that. One pitch, a fly out, a hit well, but, right to his left fielder, and, he's been very, very efficient.
Comer finds the strike zone there. 0-1 count here to Butler. Trying to nibble that outside corner, just missed. Evens the count at 1-1. Butler, the sophomore out of Culpeper, Virginia, getting the start today at third base for the Tigers. As Comer delivers the 1-1 pitch. Inside out swing, fouls it off over to the right side for strike two.
I feel like Comer's really gotten ahead at almost every count. You said it 9 of 10 just a second ago, strikes wise, but that's really what you want to do. Want to get ahead and build that confidence.
That one in the dirt. Ball 2-2 the count here to Butler. If you can be efficient with your pitches and keep your pitch count low, you can go pretty deep in a ball game. trying to get that outside corner, just missed again. So full count here to Butler. Comer really facing his first trouble really all day so far. Payoff pitch, fouled out of play as Butler will stay alive.
Yeah, nice job by Butler there at the plate. 3-2 count. You're just battling. 2-strike approach. Foul something off. Live to see another day.
Fouls it off again. Stays alive. They'll do it again. 3-2 pitch on the way. And fouled back to the backstop once again. Cougars got some brand new pads on their backstop just before the season started. Look pretty sharp. Payoff pitch again here, and a little curveball hit out to third base. McLean with the play, and he'll get the 5-3 put out. And that'll be it for the Tigers here in the top of the second inning. Averett still leads 1-0. We'll be back with the Cougars coming to the plate when we return.
What makes Averett special to me is the family-oriented and diverse background and communities. Here at Averett, we believe in one family, one team philosophy. As an RA, being able to guide people in the right direction and building a community helps me develop leadership. Also, being a leader on the football team and captain, it helps me guide people to be better each and every way.
Being a student athlete impacts my overall experience a lot, just gaining a brotherhood with my teammates, and then with all the other teams, a big connection throughout all of athletics, and makes it fun to walk around campus and see everyone you know, and everyone comes out and encourages you at games, so it makes it a really fun environment.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Cougars with a 1-0 lead, thanks to the RBI single by Avery Spicer back in the first. And leading it off will be Caden Grider. It'll be Grider, Rabin, and Brophy due up this inning for the Cougars.
Grider, the freshman from Northwest Cabarrus High School. Talked about that in our first broadcast. A lot of names out of that area.
Grider does have a hit on the season, and speaking of hits, he gets it here to lead it off for the Cougars in the bottom of the second. So that'll bring up Drew Rabin.
Well, I mean, obviously the Cougars, they've got a freshman on the mound, but so does Hampden-Sydney, and Justin Reynolds. And for him, he's given up a run already, just hit a leadoff guy, and, now he's going to have to try to face some adversity, see how he handles it, and get back into some type of groove like we've seen Nathan Comer for the Cougars. He's got his confidence, and he's in a groove. Let's see if Reynolds can do it for Hampden-Sydney.
Grider, how about this? 1 hit on the season. He's been hit twice on the season. Quick throw over to first base, but Grider back and plenty of time.
Getting that on-base percentage up there, Drew.
Rabin has appeared in 2 games this season, has scored a run. And chopper over to the third baseman's head. It'll drop in. And Grider will make his way over to third. Rabin stretching it out to a double. And the Cougars have something cooking here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, 2 on, nobody out. You couldn't have scripted a better way to start an inning here, Drew. And now Brophy coming up to the plate.
Brophy, the sophomore, out of Hayes, Virginia. Brophy, 1 hit on the year. He's making his 5th start of the season. Hasn't warmed up at the plate yet this season, but as we talked about a few weeks ago in the season opener, he's really had some, in his short career, has had some really clutch hits over the time for the Cougars. Looks at strike 1 here from Reynolds. Has a chance to drive in 2 runs here with a pair of runners in scoring position. Fastball just misses outside.
Yeah, it's not a bad miss right there by Reynolds, but umpire been not too lenient on that outside part of the plate so far.
And a big swing and a miss there for strike 2. So 1-2 the count. Here to Brophy. After Brophy, it's Nate Tuck, then back to the top of the lineup for Averett. Wind still gusting pretty hard towards left field. Breaking ball catches Brophy looking for out number 1.
Ooh, he knew it too right there, Drew. I mean, catcher caught that ball and he took a step right to the dugout. He knew.
Sometimes you just get fooled and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the joys of baseball. With you can fail 7 out of 10 times and still be considered a great player. So with 1 away and runners on 2nd and 3rd, that'll bring up Nate Tuck, the senior, playing left field today. Kind of a utility guy, can play infield, outfield, wherever you need him to. Breaking ball drops in, but it's too far inside for ball 1. Tuck batting .300 so far this year. Has 3 hits, including 2 RBIs, tied for the team high. Fastball low and away for ball 2. Reynolds looks in. Misses outside. 3-0 the count here to Tuck. And you got to imagine the take signal is on here. 3-0 count and the top of the lineup due up next.
Yeah, Drew, and I'm wondering how aggressive Justin Reynolds is going to be here. I mean, you got a base open, but you're going to have to face the top of the lineup regardless here for the Cougars. But you got a base open. I'm wondering over the next 2 pitches, how much is he going to leave one of these fastballs over the plate?
We'll see, and that one doesn't find the plate as well. So a 4-pitch walk to Tuck to load the bases. And that'll bring up Ziske. Ziske grounded out to second base in his first at bat to lead off the bottom of the 1st. And we'll see if he can drive in a run here and add to the Cougars' lead. Beavers and Reynolds having a little conference on the mound to talk things over, make sure they're on the same page. A little fist pump, and they're ready to go here. And that's a good job there by Beavers, the junior catcher. Going out and talking to the freshman, just give him a little advice.
Hey, take a deep breath, and hey, all you need is a ground ball up the middle, and next thing you know, we got our bats at the plate.
Ziske, the left-hander, steps in. Bumpus, Virginia. Batting .235. This one hit over to second base again. That gets through. It'll be a base hit. That'll score at least 1. The Cougars trying to send another runner home. He's in, and both runners look to advance on the throw. So that'll be a 2-run single for Ziske.
That's big time hitting right there. Obviously, bases loaded, ducks on the pond, and scratching more runs across the board for the Cougars early in this ball game. And we talked about it pregame, Drew. Something head coach Kenny Fleming talked about is gaining leads in these games and being able to hold on. Obviously, 3-run lead, he's going to want more as the game goes on. But when it gets late, you've got to get those outs and take control and hold on.
Absolutely. And Hatcher, who scored the first run of the day, step up to the plate with 2 runners in scoring position. Time called. So Hatcher probably be patient here unless he gets something he really likes. Ooh, nice curveball there from Reynolds as Hatcher swings and misses on that one.
And it really hadn't been Reynolds' off speed that's kind of gotten him in trouble. His curveball has kind of been his go-to. I mean, he gets down. We saw him get Brophy looking on it, and he's really had nice control of his off speed, and especially that curveball.
Yeah, really, when he's missed, it's been low and away. 0-1 pitch, trying to get that inside corner, but no such luck. Evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, right back to it. And it still wasn't a bad pitch.
No, depending on the umpire you have that day, that could have easily been a strike.
Yep.
1-1 the count here with 1 out, 2 aboard for Hatcher. And fouls that one out of play the right side. Makes it 1-2.
Only 1 out here, Drew, obviously, and this is key for Justin Reynolds. I mean, if you can get that next out, next thing you know, you only need 1 more. So this out is big, especially with runners, both the runners on in scoring position.
If you're the Cougars, you just want to keep this rally going, keep adding to that run total. And a little overthrow there by Reynolds, missed way high for ball 2. Fastball just got away from him.
What'll be key here for the Cougars if Hatcher gets out here, is it going to be, is it going to score a run or not? Is it going to be a productive out or, just a big out for Justin Reynolds on the mound?
Curveball misses high and inside. Full count now here to Hatcher. To answer that question, Heath, I would say that unless it's hit the third base, a run is probably scoring here. Just you got the third baseman over there, Butler, playing slightly in close to the grass. Everybody else further back. Be hard to come home and try to get a runner on a non-forced play. Payoff pitch here coming to Hatcher. Ball popped up, and it'll get out of play behind the Averett dugout. Hatcher talking to his bat, doing some thinking as he walks back to the box.
Yeah, nice at bat so far, and obviously you can see it a little choked up here, 2-strike approach. And if you're Hatcher, you just want to get this in play. Like you said, you would believe that this is anywhere but third base, at least a run for the Cougars.
3-2 the count here to Hatcher. And looks at ball 4 as it misses low and away. And the bases are rejuiced here for the freshman Preston Robbins. Robbins popped up behind second base in his first at bat of the day. And we do have time called as they will have a mound meeting. And while we have a second, I'd like to talk about today is a special day in Averett Athletics, Heath. It's Day of Giving in Averett Athletics. So if you haven't given yet, there's still plenty of time to do so. Just go to averettcougars.com/give, and you can make a donation. You can choose to pick the baseball team if you'd like. You can pick any team you'd like and donate to those teams and their fundraising goals. Or you can donate to the General Athletics Fund as well if you don't have a favorite team. You can just want to support the Cougars. You can do that. So great way to support Averett Athletics. Goes to the student-athlete experience here at Averett, and that's not just athletics. When we talk about the student-athlete experience, that's athletics, academics, the social and community service aspects of it that prepare our young adults for life beyond college. So a great chance to give back to the Cougars and Averett University Athletics. Now meeting broken up by the home plate umpire, so they'll be ready to pitch to Robbins. Cougars, bases loaded here, 1 out already plated 2 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. Trying to add to it. And we'll see if they can do that right here as Reynolds stays in the game. See if he can work out of trouble here. Corner infield in, middle infield back for double play depth. First pitch, a called strike to Robbins.
Man, that's a big pitch there for Reynolds on the mound. Freshman, confidence-wise, bases loaded. You need 2 outs. You need that first pitch strike to kind of boost your way through this at bat.
Breaking ball drops in for strike 2. Able to find that outside corner that has kind of eluded him a lot this inning. 0-2 the count here to Robbins. Tries to drop the breaking ball in again, but a little too high. 1-2 now.
Yeah, right back to that curveball.
And if you're the Tigers, you want to try to go ahead and get the double play here, because otherwise you got Spicer, who already drove in a run, coming up next. He's on deck. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. And Reynolds was ahead in the count. Now it's even.
And now you don't have anywhere to put him now, Drew.
We'll see if he's aggressive here and goes right after him, or if he tries to slide one in. And that one gets away. Good block by Beavers. So full count now.
That's a huge block by Beavers behind the plate there, Drew. I mean, that saves a run.
Absolutely. He didn't know where it was, but he blocked it and kept it close enough to where runner could not advance. So full count, bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Cougars trying to add to their lead. Payoff pitch coming to Robbins. And a big swing and a miss for strike 3. So that'll be it for Robbins. And with 2 away, bases still loaded, that'll bring up Avery Spicer.
That's a big out right there for the freshman on the mound, Drew. I mean, especially it being a strikeout.
Absolutely. You want to limit the damage in this inning if you're the Tigers. And that was a good start to that. Spicer looks at the curveball in there for strike 1. You know, in those types of situations, see, the strikeout is what you are hoping for, and because that way the ball is not put in play and there's not a chance of a runner scoring. And now with 2 outs, as long as you get a ball hit somewhere that can be fielded, you're in good shape, and you get out of this with only giving up 2 runs.
Right.
Spicer swings and misses at that one, so 0-2 the count here to him. See if he chokes up and has a defensive swing, just try to put the ball in play.
I'm guessing he's going right back to the curveball here, Drew.
Looks like he tried to, but it got away from him. Trying to get Spicer to chase, I guess. A little too far outside.
That's going to be a tough job to do. Obviously, a pitcher at the plate, and obviously a lot of veteran experience from Spicer, so it'll be a tough task getting him out, even going up 0-2 in the count.
1-2 pitch, and Spicer looks at strike 3, so the base is left loaded here, but not before Averett scores 2. They lead 3-0. We'll go to the 3rd inning when we return. You're watching Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life, and it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
welcome back. We go to the top of the third inning. Averett with a 3-0 lead over Hampden-Sydney as they were able to add 2 runs to their run total in the last half inning. Hampden-Sydney able to get out of the further of the trouble by getting out of the bases loaded jam. And Johnny Oates, the DH, step to the plate, looks at ball 1 from Comer. Only the 5th ball thrown today in 20 pitches by Comer. That one misses low and away. 2-0 the count. Comer misses. 3-0 now. Oates, the DH today for the Tigers. Comer finds his zone there as Oates was taken all the way. 3-1 the count.
Andrew, that's the first time we've seen the freshman, even throw 2 balls in a row, I think.
That one popped up out of play, so Comer able to fight back and run the count full. Comer here with a payoff pitch. Ball popped up and gets out of play once again over to the right side. And he misses there, so will be a leadoff walk for Oates here to get things going for the Tigers in the top of the third. That'll bring up Beavers, the catcher, coming for his first plate appearance of the day. He's done a good job protecting the plate as the catcher for the Tigers. Junior out of Alexandria, Virginia.
Someone the first adversity Comer's going to face here.
This is low and away. We'll have to see how far Comer can go. Being his first start of the season, he's only pitched 2 2/3 innings coming into today over 2 appearances. So see how long a leash he has today, as he does find the strike zone there. Evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, it looked like Beavers. To be honest with those last 2 pitches almost looked like the exact same pitch, and I think Beavers was wondering kind of the same thing, where that second one was and maybe where that first one had missed.
Big swing and a miss there by Beavers as Comer gets ahead in the count, 1-2. Checks the runner at first, fires home, misses with the fastball high and inside. Evens the count at 2-2. Not a bad fan turnout for a midweek Wednesday game.
Especially with a little weather kind of hovering over.
A little cold weather, had some rain this morning. 2-2 pitch, misses low and away. That makes it full. Busy day here on Averett's North Campus. Got the baseball game going on right now, of course, and later tonight, Averett men's basketball team hosting Southern Virginia in the USA South Conference Tournament quarterfinals over at the Grand Center. Ball popped up in the infield by Beavers. Grider will catch it at second base for out number 1.
That was a big out right there, Drew. You get up, you walk a man, get down on the count, battle back, run it full, and then still get an out.
Leadoff walks tend to always come back to haunt you, but Comer trying to work his way out of this one after the leadoff walk to Oates. That'll bring up Lucas Burnett. Looks at strike 1. Burnett playing second base today, getting his first at bat. Sophomore out of Hurt, Virginia. Went to nearby Gretna High School. Just just up the road from Danville, so not too far away from home, but he's got some friends and family here today watching him. Hits this one off of the glove of Comer. And they get the lead runner, but runner able to advance on the play. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Burnett and advance on the air. So that'll be the Cougars' first error of the day.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if there was some confusion there, between shortstop and second base. But they got the lead runner, and throw after that.
That one low, but good block by Robbins there. One oh the count. Here to Baden. He chops it over to second base. Grider over there to make the catch, and they'll get the out over at third, and that'll end it for the Tigers here in the top of the third inning. Averett with a 3-0 lead over Hampden-Sydney will be back with the Cougars coming to the plate.
Being a student athlete and an aviation major was actually a huge plus for me in deciding to come to Averett. I looked into multiple schools, hundreds of schools actually, and Averett just felt like home to me as soon as I stepped foot on campus. As soon as I stepped foot in the airport and when I got on North Campus, it was just a great feeling, very home-like feeling, especially being so far away from home, me being from Houston, Texas. I felt like it was amazing being able to kind of see the atmosphere that they had built here and the family and really the community that they built here. You know, it really feels like you're being in a big neighborhood kind of. I really enjoy my time here at Averett so far, and one of the biggest reasons that I picked Averett was because of me being able to do both, being a student athlete and also being able to fly planes. That's one of my I think favorite things to say to anybody when they ask me what my collegiate experience has been like. I could definitely say, you know, I've been flying planes and playing football. There's not too many people in the country that could say that.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Cole McLean will lead it off for the Cougars. It'll be McLean, Grider, and Raven due up for Averett in their half of the third as they lead Hampden-Sydney 3-0 here early on. Reynolds still on the mound for the Tigers. That pitch misses for a ball.
Starting off the at-bat with off speed. Once again, that curveball.
That pitch misses away.
McLean, just another one of those freshmen in the starting lineup. We saw in that opening day how he can play defense down the third base line.
And he nearly hit a home run in the opening series, too. Just missed it. Got under just a little bit as he looks at strike one there. 2-1 the count.
That was a bit off the plate there to me, Drew.
This one nubbed out to shortstop. Tough bounce. And that'll be a base hit. You saw it kick off the dirt there. That was just a tough bounce for the shortstop. And, you know, just a tough play for Boyce there. Unfortunately for him, just took a bad hop. So that puts McLean aboard.
Once again, the Cougars getting a leadoff runner on. Back-to-back innings.
So Grider got hit by a pitch his last at-bat. Tries to drop down the sacrifice bunt, but fouls it off. As the Cougars looking to maybe go small ball here and add some more runs to their advantage.
That's exactly what they want to do. And Talked about it earlier. Grider from Northwest Cabarrus High School. Joe Hubbard, longtime coach there, produced the Seegers, and fundamental baseball is something he teaches there. So Grider should be able to put this down with ease.
Does get that one down. It's going to be – Grider almost beat that out, actually. But it will be a 5-3 putout on the sack bunt. So McLean moves up to second base here with one out, and that'll bring up Rabin, batting .333 on the year. Rabin steps in here. Face off against Reynolds. Curveball drops in on the inside corner, and that one looked a little inside compared to where some of the other calls have been today, but it was a beautiful pitch.
Very beautiful pitch, and that may be why he gave him, a strike. It was, nice rotation, nice turn, dipped in the right moment, but I'm like you. I thought it was just a bit inside.
Fastball catches the outside corner there.
Or maybe he's just getting a little lenient as the game goes on.
To the count to the Cougars center fielder. And breaking ball fouled it off.
Did that not run in on his hands?
I think he was in mid-swing, and that's why it might have gotten off the
nub, off the end of the bat.
Yeah, the end of the bat, or because he's not showing any pain from his hands. So it must have just gotten the bottom part of the bat there.
Better than me, Drew. I wouldn't have tried to walk down to first base. I mean,
they'd had to carry you out on a stretcher down there. That hit you, or came close to hitting you, right? And this one hit back up the middle. That could be an RBI single. Going to be a throw home, but it's cut off. And an RBI single by Rabin gives the Cougars a 4-0 lead.
Hitting with runners in scoring position, Drew, and the Cougars are doing it so far today. Another mound visit. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change.
And it does look like we are going to see maybe a change here, and we'll let you know who's coming in when we come back. We'll take a break.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student. And I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
welcome back. And new pitcher on the mound, Davis Ferguson for the Tigers. He comes in place of Reynolds. Reynolds on the day. Went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, walked 2, and struck out 3. And the runner on first base belongs to him as well. Brant Brophy at the plate for the Cougars. He'll face off against Ferguson. The 6'4" junior right-hander out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, went to Franklin County High School. In the backyard of a fellow Ferrum in the ODAC, fellow ODAC school over that way near Franklin County. Throw over to first base, nearly fooled Raven, but able to get back.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
I don't know that he was expecting that. And he'll take off. Throw down to second base, won't be anywhere close. And will be a stolen base on the ball. So 1-0 the count. Cougars now, I believe, Heath, 11 for 11 on stolen base attempts this year. As Brophy fouls that one out of play.
And that's huge. I mean, get a run on first, and you believe in them that much to get them in scoring position. And, from there, if you can get them to third, that's even better. But just getting them over to second and scoring position, that's big time, and they've been doing a nice job of being able to hit with runners in scoring position today.
And Brophy just missed that one. Swung under it for strike 2. 1-2 the count here to the Cougars shortstop. Out of the way as that one was low and inside. Evens the count at 2-2. Cougars do have some action in the bullpen. Somebody slowly warming up. As Brophy fouls that one out of play to the right side, stays alive. Pitch fouled out of play again by Brophy. Ferguson kind of has a little bit of a sidearm approach. Sometimes that's tough to pick up if you don't see it very often.
It's very tough, and especially being the first batter. First batter to face him, Brophy doing a nice job trying to battle with 2 strikes here.
And swing and miss there for strike 3, so that'll be the second out. That'll bring up Nate Tuck. Tuck drew a walk in his first at bat of the day. Senior steps in and try to keep this inning going for the Cougars with Raven out at second base. Swing and miss there by Tuck for strike 1.
Drew, I think I've told you this story before, but only time I've ever thought I've hit a ball out of a ballpark. We were at Catawba playing Legion ball, and a submarine pitcher comes in, first pitch swing, and hits off the top wall, and I almost get thrown out at second.
And another big swing and a miss there by Tuck, so 0-2 now.
It's one of those things where you just got to walk up to the plate and, believe in your approach and try to be aggressive, and if you can get on time, then normally it works out pretty well for you, but it's tough to figure out.
And changes the arm angle a little bit there and gets the strikeout to get out of the inning, but not before Averett adds another run. They lead 4-0 through 3 innings here at Owen Fulton Field. We'll be back with a 4th.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life, and it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
And welcome back. We go to the fourth inning. Max Lipscomb will lead it off here for the Tigers as they trail Averett 4-0. Looks like the sun wants to peek out a little bit here at Owen Fulton Field. And this one lined right to Brophy at shortstop. Didn't have to move a few feet and pick that one out of the air. Play there by Brophy, and that'll be one away. Bring up Ryan Boyce.
Yeah, you talked about earlier about Brophy. He's struggled at the plate to get going so far this year, but man, he's done a fantastic job over at shortstop. Obviously, not new to it, and he's really been solid for the Cougars.
That one drops in for a strike to Boyce. Scomer trying to get back to the efficient job he did the first two innings. Finds the strike zone again there. 0-2 the count here to Boyce, who popped up to first base to end the first inning in his other at-bat today.
You couldn't place that last one any better, Drew, right at the knees.
0-2 pitch, breaking ball popped up over to the right side. Grider will range over toward the line and make the catch behind first base for the second out.
That is number 9, Trey Carnes.
That'll bring up Trey Carnes. Carnes struck out swinging and to lead off the second inning. Senior out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. Looks at ball one there from Comer. That one didn't miss by much. 1-0 the count. This is in the dirt, 2-0 now. Low and away again, 3-0 now. Here to Carnes.
Yeah, almost missing the exact same spot there from the freshman, Drew. Looks in and might get the pop-up to get out of here on the, and McLean comes in from third base and make the catch. Collided a little bit with Robbins there, but able to make the catch for the third out, and the Cougars get out of that one. They lead 4-0. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth when we return.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
Being a student athlete at Averett and being an RA, it is very time consuming, but it has gotten me, I'm much more involved than all of my residents that I didn't have before. And the student athlete, it's nice to be able to relate with my teammates and other student athletes. I'm kind of in the middle ground, so I get both sides, make those connections with both groups.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Kevin Ziske will lead it off here for the Cougars as they lead 4-0 over Hampden-Sydney in this non-conference battle here today at Owen Fulton Field. As I mentioned, the sun kind of peeking out here this afternoon after a rainy, cloudy morning and start to the game. Ziske with a big swing and miss as Ferguson will start his first full inning of work on the mound for the Tigers. Is inside, evens the count at 1-1. Ziske batting .278. This is away there, 2-1 the count. Ziske 1 for 2 today, drove in a pair of runs in his last at bat. Takes that one low for ball 3, so 3-1 now. Here to the freshman. It's 1, 2, 3 due up here for the Cougars in the fourth. And a big hack there, but Ziske unable to catch up to it. Runs the count full.
Like just a straight fastball there on 3-1. Ziske was wanting to be all over it and unfortunately didn't get his timing down.
Fouls that one out of play to the left side to stay alive.
Cougars looking to get that leadoff runner on for the third inning in a row here.
Payoff pitch, fouled away off to the left side again. Do it again here, 3-2 count. Pitch from Ferguson, misses outside, and Ziske will draw the leadoff walk here for the Cougars. There's good patience there by the freshman. Found a couple pitches off that he maybe couldn't do anything with, and able to draw the walk.
Fantastic at bat right there. Obviously, you get ahead and count 3-1, try to hop on that 3-1 pitch, and then right after that, you just gotta battle. Try to get on base, get a hit, get a walk.
That'll bring up Brandon Hatcher. Throw over to first base, not in time. Ziske back in plenty of time. Hatcher 1 for 1 today with an RBI, or excuse me, with a run scored and a walk. He scored the first run of the day. Another throw over to first. That one a little bit closer. But Ziske back underneath the tag just in the nick of time.
That's tough for that umpire in the middle of the field to make that call there, Drew. I mean, can't really tell where Ziske's hand is.
Catcher Beavers trying to frame it there, but no such luck, and misses for a ball. Want to know the count here to Hatcher. Another throw down to first base. And just got back to Ziske. It's a good attempt by Beavers to try to back pick him. Pitch missed. So 2-0 the count. They're worried about him over there at first base.
Yeah, they really are.
Good lead. And another throw over there. But back in time is Ziske. Ziske 2 for 2 coming into today on stolen base attempts. Doesn't go. Ball hit out to right field. It's going to be caught over close to the line there by Chambers. And Ziske has to retreat to first base. So that'll bring up Preston Robbins. Robbins 0 for 2 today. See if he can get his bat going here with a runner aboard and 1 out. Over to first again, Ziske back. This one's going to be poked to the right side. A big hole over on the right side, and Robbins gets that one through into right field for a single here.
Nice piece of hitting right there by the freshman, Drew. And a lot of the hits the Cougars have had have looked like they've been a lot of opposite field hitting.
Well, if the pitch is there, you got to go with it, and then they've been able to do that and poke it the other way when they've had that opportunity. And 7 hits so far today for Averett through not even 4 innings. That's huge for their confidence. Avery Spicer at the plate. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. Spicer looking to rebound from that tough strikeout, looking to end the second inning with the bases loaded. And takes ball 2 there. Spicer batting .333. Has a chance to do something here for the Cougars. Add to the lead. He's got runners on first and second base, 1 out. And a called strike.
I mean, this is a big inning right here for Hampden-Sydney, Drew. I mean, obviously 4 runs is already, that's tough, you know, almost midway through this ball game, and you don't want to give up any more.
You don't, and that one finds the inside corner for strike 2. If you look at Spicer, kind of a weird stance he's got at the plate. You talk about people having open stances. He has more of a closed stance, whereas his front foot is all the way inside. And still able to pull that ball towards shortstop. They'll get 1, maybe 2. And it will be an inning-ending double play for the Tigers. They get out of it, and for the first time today, the Cougars fail to get a run in their half of the inning. So that'll be it for Averett. 4-0 the score through 4.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life, and it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
And welcome back. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Christian Chambers due up here for the Tigers, and he'll face off against Comer, who starts his 5th inning of work on the mound.
Yeah, Andrew, I've been really, really impressed by the freshman. Only time I really saw him face some adversity and let a runner on by a walk. But after that, you know, he got back in his groove and rhythm, and he's been fantastic for the Cougars.
We'll see how far he goes today. Only came in and pitched 2 2/3 innings of relief and over 2 appearances. And the 1-0 pitch hit out to shallow center field. And Grider over there to make the catch from second base for out number 1. That'll bring up Tillman Butler. Butler grounded out to third base to end the second inning and his only at-bat so far today. I'd like to thank you for tuning into the Averett Sports Network for today's game. That one finds the strike zone there. 0-1 the count.
That's another thing. He's done a great job as Calmer this afternoon, getting ahead in the counts, and you love to see that, especially from young guys on the mound.
Breaking ball misses inside. 1-0 the count. That one found back to the net. 1-2. Looking in, and breaking ball hit up the middle, and that'll get through for the first base hit for the Tigers today. Didn't want to say it earlier and jinx it, but it was a base hit up the middle, and that's one aboard here with 1 out. That'll bring up Johnny Oates the second.
Yeah, it was just a nice at-bat by Butler there, and only the second runner on base for the Tigers so far this afternoon. So let's see if Calmer can keep the rhythm going.
First pitch hit out to deep center field. That's going to be trouble. And looked like
he lost it.
Rabin lost it in the wind. And will be a double. Runner will hold, Tillman Butler will hold at third base, but Rabin just couldn't find the ball. Kind of swirled and ended up dropping in right in front of him.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, Drew. I mean, how are these guys going to be able to handle, that wind? And, I mean, he just completely lost that. And looks like we're going to have a quick mound visit from head coach Kenny Fleming here.
And while we got a mound visit real quick, as we mentioned, in our season opener, obviously new broadcast look here for the Averett Sports Network here at Owen Fulton Field with the cam high above the home plate area. Normally, the other day we had one down the first base line. Didn't do that today because we were a little worried about the weather. It was actually raining when we were setting up, so didn't want to get our camera equipment harmed, so we can make sure we have you good broadcasts for the rest of the season. Kept a second camera here in the press box. So we have 2 camera views for you. And the mound visit is over here. And that'll bring up Jay Beavers to the plate with 2 runners in scoring position as the Tigers will look to pull within 2 here if Beavers can hit one through the infield.
And all that is right there from head coach Kenny Fleming. Hey, tell your freshman, take a breath, get your first pitch strike right here. Not able to do so, but all you need's, an out. One more and you're out of the inning. And if you get up a run, you got 4. So just take your breath and keep this thing rolling.
1-0 pinch from Comer. Misses low and away for ball 2. I'm sure one of the things that Coach Fleming said to Comer was, hey, look, you can't do anything about that play that just happened and dropped in. The wind affected that play. Go out there, go after this guy. As you said, don't worry about a run or 2 coming across. Your team is giving you some run support already today. 2-0 pitch misses a little high. 3-0 now the count.
Now, Drew, I'm sure he didn't walk out there and say, hey, let's walk this guy in 4 pitches. Or then again, you may have, and you got the bag open, so.
Cougars corner infield is in. That pitch in the zone for a strike. Comer trying to battle back here. 3-1 to count. poked out to right field. Ziske has to retreat a little bit, makes the catch. Runners will advance, and the Tigers will get on the board with a sac fly by Beavers. Makes it 4-1.
And, you know, Drew, that's perfectly okay. You know, if you're Nathan Comer, you know, okay, give up an out for a run, still lead by 3. What's going to be key is getting this out right here. Don't let them scratch another one. Get out of this inning and get your bats back up to the plate.
And Lucas Burnett at the plate here for Hampden-Sydney. He's the number 9 hitter. So that's who you want to see if you're Comer. You want to try to get this guy. And the curveball misses high and inside for ball 1. But if you can get the number 9 batter now, you don't have to worry about seeing the top of the lineup till maybe next inning. 1-0 pitch from Comer. Misses a little high. 2-0 now the count.
That's the past 2 at-bats. We've seen him get down in the count, which is not what we saw early in this ball game from the freshman.
And misses low and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Some action ramping up in the bullpen for Averett. Comer looks in. And misses, so a 4-pitch walk here to Burnett, the number 9 hitter. And runners on the corners here with 2 out for Ethan Baden. Baden 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. And that might be the end of the day for Comer as Averett head coach Kenny Fleming makes his way to the mound. And we'll let you know who's coming in when we return.
What makes Averett special to me is the family-oriented and diverse background and communities. Here at Averett, we believe in one family, one team philosophy. As an RA, being able to guide people in the right direction and building a community helps me develop leadership. Also, being a leader on the football team and captain, it helps me guide people to be better each and every way.
Being a student athlete at Averett and being an RA, it is very time consuming, but it has gotten me, I'm much more involved than I was last year. I have really good relationships with all my residents that I didn't have before, and the student athlete, it's nice to be able to relate with my teammates and other student athletes. I'm kind of in the middle ground, so I get both sides, make those connections with both groups.
And welcome back. New pitcher on the mound for the Cougars is number 10, David Asbill. Getting his second appearance of the season. He started his other appearance this year, went 2 innings. Had a tough outing and gave up 4 hits, 5 earned runs, but did strike out 2 while allowing 2 walks. So looking to maybe bounce back from that outing today and come in and get the Cougars out of the jam in this one as they lead 4-1, but have runners on the corners do the Tigers. And tough break for Comer. He finishes 1 out shy of getting a chance to be the pitcher of record. Went 4 2/3 innings, allowed just 2 hits, 1 run, struck out 2, walked 2 in 18 batters faced. Of course, the runners on first and third are belonging to him, so those numbers could change, but Aswell trying to come in and make sure that doesn't happen. He will face off against the top of the lineup. Ethan Baden will be up for Hampden-Sydney. He's 0 for 2 today out of the leadoff spot.
And, Drew, I wonder how much that affected head coach Kenny Fleming go ahead and make that decision as far as it being the top of the lineup. This would be the, 3rd time these guys are seeing him.
Yeah, once you see somebody twice, you you start seeing them a third time, it can completely change the game because you just know what possibly is coming once you feel comfortable in the box. And this one poked straight into left field, lined in there for an RBI single. Baden on the first pitch, and the lead cut in half for the Cougars, 4-2 now.
This is what we talked about in the pregame, Drew. I mean, Cougars able to get out into a lead early, and what they've not been able to do, last year lost a lot of close ball games, weren't able to come back or weren't able to hold on to those leads. So need to get out of this inning here.
That's a good start to it as the ball drops in for a strike here to Max Lipscomb for first pitch he faces. Runners on first and second.
And really right there, Ethan Baden, the senior for Hampden-Sydney. I mean, coming up, new pitcher, he comes up aggressive. First pitch, knows he's probably going to get a fastball. That's just being a veteran guy, knowing a lot at the plate and, coming up with a plan and executing it.
Asville with a nice curveball, drops it in there on the inside corner for strike two. So he's one strike away from getting out of this jam.
Strikeout be huge for the Cougars, or confidence-wise.
That breaking ball misses low and away, just got away from him. So 1-2 the count.
Get that dugout some energy back.
Asville looks in, fastball misses high, evens the count at 2-2. Twos across the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Asville, the righty, looks in for the pitch call. Checks the runner at second. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball up the middle. That'll get through. And that'll probably score another run. And it will. RBI single by Lipscomb. It's the whole adage, hit them where they aren't, and they certainly have been able to find some holes here in this inning, just poking the ball where the Cougars aren't positioned.
2 out hitting, Drew. 2 out hitting is, a lot of people would tell you that's the key to winning baseball games.
It is indeed, and runners still on first and second here for Ryan Boyce. Fastball in there for strike one. Asville, the junior, out of Louisville, North Carolina. One pitch misses low and away. Good job by Robbins to hang on that one.
Yeah, very nice job. That gets by, moves second and third, and anything through the infield probably scores 2 and gives the Tigers a lead.
So 1-1 the count here to Boyce. Ball lined up the middle. Tough play. And bobbled at second base. Be an error.
Yeah, that's a tough break over there for Caden Grider, freshman at second. Looks like you're out of the inning just like that, and next thing you know, you got bases loaded, still 2 out.
Trey Carnes at the plate. Carnes 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and popped out in foul territory over to the third baseman. In the fourth, takes strike one there. Breaking ball just missed. Good pitch, though. Good location. Try to get Carnes to chase, but he didn't oblige. 1-1 the count here with 2 outs, bases loaded.
I don't know how Carnes or the umpire held off on that one, Drew.
I'd have swung out of my shoes on that one, I'm sure. Ball popped up into right field. Ziske retreats a little bit over towards the line and makes the catch and gets the Cougars out of this one, but not before Hampden-Sydney pulls within one. They score 3 runs here in the 5th inning. Cougars will look to get them back when we return.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life, and it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cole McLean will lead it off here for the Cougars as they look to try to get a few runs back after giving up 3 in the top half of the inning. Your score, Averett 4, Hampden-Sydney 3. And McLean at the plate facing off against Davis Ferguson. That one misses wide for ball 1. McLean 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Kind of hits this one off the end of the bat, but takes a funny spin on the first baseman. Carnes was over there, and it just hit the dirt and spun away from him. Nothing he could do. That'll be a base hit for McLean. Cougars catching a break.
Yeah, some of the times, you know, especially sidearm, some of the spin of the ball, whatever the pitch was, and then just the way that was hit kind of off the end of the bat, the spin was just difficult. And it's still, you know, a lot of these guys, this is the first time they're having to face Ferguson and that different type of arm slot he's got coming at him. So it's going to be key to see how their approaches are coming to the plate.
Ferguson misses high there with a fastball. 1-0 the count here to Caden Greider. Greider 0 for today, 0 for 0. Got hit by a pitch and scored, and then later had a sacrifice bunt to move the runner over. And he's worked a 2-0 count here to start this at bat. Cougars not electing to go small ball here as maybe they want to add some runs as the runner takes off. Pitch inside, throw down to second base, not in time, and McLean shows of the wheels. Gets his stolen base.
And on top of that, Drew, that was a ball. So you got a 3-0 count for Greider at the plate.
McLean now 2 for 2 on steals.
I wonder if head coach Kenny Fleming might bunt him over now. Just move him to third now.
Take the walk on a 3-0 count. So now you might see you knock both.
Yeah, at this rate, I'll be highly surprised.
Go ahead and sacrifice both runners over and get them both in scoring position, maybe add to the lead. Drew Rabin coming to the plate, although he's got a hot bat. He's hitting .500 on the season. We'll find out what they decide to do, but it's going to take a second as we do have a mound visit here. And we do have a new pitcher coming in for the Tigers. We'll take a quick break. We'll let you know who it is when we come back.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
And welcome back. We believe the new pitcher is number 26, Dylan Robbins, the freshman out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. It's hard to tell from the jerseys from our vantage point in the press box. Raven tries to drop down the bunt, fouls it off. And we'll get a good look there, and it is, in fact, 26, Robbins.
A freshman. Mechanicsville, Virginia native. But Raven on the bunt like we both kind of figured. Trying to get it down.
0-1 the count, squares up again. This time unable to get it down, fouls it off down first baseline, and 0-2. So
that was off speed coming at him too, Drew.
So it'll be interesting to see if they try to keep the bunt on with 2 strikes or try to swing away. I think with Raven, you're hitting 500, might as well try to swing away.
Yeah, at this point.
He's got a little bit of speed too, so not as much of a threat for a double play. Corner infield in still. Middle infield back at double play depth. And he's going to get hit on the helmet, so even better than a sacrifice bunt. You load the bases.
That is something you can't do, Drew. Go up 0-2 on the count, you know, and you obviously take the bunt away from moving the runners over and then drill him in the back of the head.
Yeah, tough break for Robbins.
But this is huge right here for the Cougars, Drew. I mean, you give up 3 runs the last inning. It's time to tack some more on, get some insurance runs, and get a little breathing room from the Tigers late in this ball game.
Brophy at the plate, he's definitely due. We'll see what their plan of action is here. And a little nubber right back to the pitcher. They'll come home for one, go to first. Not in time, though, for the throw, so the catcher Beavers held onto it. So they'll get the force out at the plate. Just a little, swing by Brophy. Didn't get much on it. And a fielder's choice. Gets McLean at the plate on the 1-3 put out for out number 1. But Bases still loaded, 1 out, and you were going to have that probably anyway if you had the sacrifice bunt, had that worked out. So bases loaded, 1 out here for Nate Tuck. See if Tuck can come through here. Looks at strike 1. Tuck 0 for 1 today with a walk. Out of the 9 spot in the Cougars lineup. We'll see if he can come through here. In the dirt, watches that one for ball 1. Your Tuck, as long as you don't hit it back to the pitcher or maybe hit it directly to
one of the corners.
One of the corners.
Yeah, you hit it hot at one of the corners, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, you might, especially third base, they could step on third and throw across the diamond to first for the double play. But anywhere else, you have a pretty good shot at least driving in 1 run here. 1-1 pitch here from Robbins. Fastball finds the outside corner for strike 2.
And Drew, I just talked about it'd be huge for the Cougars if they could strike some more runs here. But the flip side of that, if you're Hampden-Sydney and you get out of this and it's still a 1-run ball game, that's a win in this inning.
And reaches and fouls that one to the right side. Good job by Tuck to stay alive there on a close pitch.
Yeah, this is where you just got to become defensive at the plate. Choke up, get in there with that 2-strike approach. Make that pitcher battle. See if you can make him make a mistake.
1-2 pitch, misses low and away. Evens the count at 2-2. After Tuck, it's back to the top of the lineup for the Cougars with Ziske. He's 1 for 2 today with a pair of RBIs and a walk, so Hampden-Sydney would love to try to get a double play here, at least get 1 out. Pitch on the way and popped up shallow center field. Boyce there from shortstop to make the catch, and that doesn't help the Cougars. So 2 away here, bases loaded for Ziske. And the Cougars try not to leave the bases loaded for the 2nd time today.
Yeah, it's a massive out right there, Drew. But if you're Ziske, a big opportunity as a freshman stepping into the box here.
As I mentioned, Ziske 1 for 2 today with a pair of runs driven in, also drew a walk, so probably one of the hottest hitters in this lineup. Batting .278 on the year. Come through here for Averett. First pitch popped up and out of play to the left side.
Not much patience coming to the plate there, Drew, in a big moment, but gotta love the aggressiveness.
Sometimes they say the best pitch you might see is the first pitch,
yep.
So he came up swinging. Not sure if it was what he wanted or not, but fouled it off. 0-1 the count. This one hit up the middle. Tough hop there, and they're going to call Brophy out at second base. It's a close play. The Cougars leave the bases loaded here. And the score is still 4-3. We'll go to the 6th when we return.
I think being a student athlete impacts my overall experience a lot. Just gaining a brotherhood with my teammates, and then with all the other teams, a big connection throughout all of athletics, and makes it fun to walk around campus and see everyone you know, and everyone comes out and encourages you at games. So it makes it a really fun environment.
Welcome back. We go to the 6th inning. Christian Chambers will lead it off here for the Tigers. They trail 4-3 here in this non-conference midweek game between Averett and Hampden-Sydney. Chambers 0 for 2 today. He'll face off against Asbill, who's still out there for the Cougars on the mound, starting his first full inning of work. Just missed the outside corner for ball 1.
Yeah, Drew, that's just a tough sequence there for the Cougars. You know, the past few innings, leaving so many base runners.
And kind of a misplay there by Hatcher.
He wore it off his chest. Nice job just to keep it in front of him. And still almost made the play to Asbill getting over there.
Base hit on the tough hop. So leadoff single here for Chambers. And Tillman Butler will step up to the plate. Butler 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Fastball misses high and inside for ball 1. Some action now in the Averett bullpen as they have 2 arms getting loose.
Yeah, the direction of this ball game where it's headed, Drew, not where the Cougars want it to be. Obviously, leaving so many runners on base. A 3-run inning last inning, you know, you lead off runner on. And
the Cougars have left 9 on base today, including 2 bases loaded situations where I think they had the bases loaded with less than 2 outs. You go back, depending on how this outcome finishes out, you could go back and circle that as, you know, just some big missed opportunities there. That pitch. 2-0 the count here to Butler. Nice lead over first base by Chambers. He'll stay put. That one in there for strike 1.
Nice pitch by Asbill. They're working the outside part of the plate.
One pitch right in the same spot. And finds that strike zone. Evens the count at 2-2.
Big pitch right here, Drew, for the ball game, or in the ball game. Big pitch.
Big breaking ball by Asbill gets Butler swinging for the out. And you called it. Nice pitch there by Asbill. And that's just what the Cougars needed.
Exactly what they needed. And for Asbill on the mound, a huge confidence booster. Let the leadoff man on. Obviously, Hatcher was there to make the play, but just wore it off his chest and leadoff runner on. But you bounce back with a strikeout, and that's huge.
Absolutely. So that'll bring up Johnny Oates, the DH. Oates looks at strike 1. Asbill going right back to that same spot he's been successful at so far this inning. Oates 1 for 1 with a walk. Quick throw over to first. And nearly got Chambers. Oates had that double that got caught up in the swirling wind and dropped in center field. Kind of got things going for Hampden-Sydney. Back when they scored 3 runs last inning, and a huge hack there by Oates, but couldn't catch up with it.
And that flag is still swirling out there in center field, Drew. It's been basically right to left all day.
Once you start baseball season, pretty much February and a lot of March, you see that flag moving that way. It's very unforgiving. This field kind of built a little bit high on a hilltop. Kind of a tiered level here on Averett's North Campus. That one misses for ball 1-2 the count.
Yeah, when you sit up here, you really think about that soccer practice field down there is almost in a valley.
It really is. The way the complex is laid out. kind of goes downhill the more you go into it. Runner takes off, check swing. Don't think he went around, and the runner will advance on a stolen base. I believe that will be ball 2, and that's what the umpire calls. Chambers with the steal. That's their first stolen base of the day as a team. 2-2 pitch. Ball popped up, out of play to the right side. Two and two still the count here to Oates. Ooh, got him with the breaking ball.
That's another huge strikeout by Asbill.
He's done a good job mixing that pitch in. Doesn't go to it right away, finds the right time to drop it in, and it's worked beautifully for him.
Yeah, and I mean, especially with that runner moving up to second base in scoring position, one-run ball game, back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff runner. Big time job by Asbill stepping up and facing the adversity and really handling it well.
So that'll bring up Jay Beavers here with 2 outs. That pitch in the dirt, good block there by Robbins behind the plate. Ball 1. Cougars trying to get out of this after giving up the leadoff single. Asbill looks it back, now fires to the plate. That one across for a strike. See the confidence building in Asbill as this inning has gone along. Won the count. Pitch on the way, a nice swing and a miss there. It's Asbill now ahead of 1-2.
And this is, you gotta. I feel like you gotta get the out right here. You don't want to let him, battle back in this count. I'd be aggressive. I would not go with some type of waste pitch here. Go get the out, get out of the inning, get your bats back up, and try to get some insurance runs.
And this one hit out to the gap in left center. But Tuck there to make the catch for the third out, so the Cougars get out of that one. And they still hold a 1-run lead. It's 4-3 as we'll go to the bottom of the 6th when we return.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life. And it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
And welcome back. New pitcher on the mound for Hampden-Sydney. It's Isaiah Turner, the sophomore lefty out of Portsmouth, Virginia. He'll take over here for the Tigers in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brandon Hatcher will lead it off for the Cougars. They lead 4-3. Would love to tack on a few runs here and add to their lead. It'll be Hatcher, Robbins, and Spicer due up for Averett. First pitch misses inside.
And Drew, the Tigers, they've really done a nice job bringing in some different guys on the mound. Obviously, a freshman come in, and then a guy with a different type of arm slot. Now you got a lefty on the mound, really throwing some different type of looks at the Cougars. And if you're Averett, we talked about it in the pregame, something they've really wanted to work on this year is closing games out and hop out to a 4-0 lead. Now it's a one-run ball game, and you're getting to the nitty-gritty part of the game, and you really, really need to stretch this lead out.
Turner able to find the strike zone there after missing in his first 2 pitches. 2-1 the count. A little chopper out to second base. Could be trouble. Hatcher trying to beat it out, and he will. It'll be an infield single for the senior.
Yeah, nice job by Hatcher. You see that ball, bounce high on the first or second bounce. You're going to have a chance sprinting down that first baseline. Going to be an awkward play for the second baseman, and the Cougars got their leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 6th.
So 1 on for Robbins as the freshman comes to the plate. Shows bunt, tries to get it down. He will. They'll go to first with it, and Hatcher will move up on the sacrifice bunt.
Drew, I almost got a little worried there. I thought he might, if he makes that choice quickly to turn around and go to second, they might have Hatcher there.
Yeah, it's always a risk when you bunt it right back to the pitcher. And so, luckily for the Cougars, they went straight to first on that one. Hatcher moves up to second base here. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Avery Spicer. Spicer hits this one kind of off the handle out to right field. Not deep enough to move the runner. And Hatcher will have to stay put. So 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Cole McLean. So McLean steps up to the plate. He is 2 for 3 today with a run scored and a stolen base. He's accounted for 2 of Averett's 9 hits.
And boy, they could really use another one right here.
Anything through the infield, and you got to imagine Hatcher is probably trying to come home. And he pops this one up in the infield over to the right side. And the catch is made there by the second baseman, Burnett. And that'll be it for the Cougars. They leave one stranded in scoring position. We'll go to the 7th when we return.
I think being a student athlete impacts my overall experience a lot. Just gaining a brotherhood with my teammates, and then with all the other teams, a big connection throughout all of athletics, and makes it fun to walk around campus and see everyone you know, and everyone comes out and encourages you at games. So it makes it a really fun environment.
And here we go to the 7th inning. Cougars with a 4-3 lead over Hampden-Sydney. I'll bring up Lucas Burnett. Burnett 0 for 1 with a walk. And first pitch hit down the right field line. Could be trouble, but hooks foul out of play into the Averett bullpen. I tell you, Heath, if that wind's blowing like it normally has been all day, that might stay in play and foul territory nonetheless, but still stay in play.
Yeah, and Ziske, he was chasing after that one pretty good off the bat. I mean, the way he was moving, I thought he might have a chance at it.
Either way, a long strike, and it's an 0-1 count here to Burnett. Breaking ball drops in, but a little low. Evens the count at 1-1.
Not a bad miss there by Ziske.
That one fouled, out of play. Asbill working an 0-2 count here against Burnett. Burnett, as I mentioned, scored a run and drew a walk already today. That pitch misses in the dirt. 2-2 the count. This one lined into right field to Ziske. He'll field it, but it will be a leadoff hit here for Burnett.
Yeah, and you got to tip your cap. That was just a nice at-bat by Burnett right there for the Tigers, and they've got their leadoff runner on. You're going to have a pinch runner come in. Looks like number 14.
It'll be Jackson Masterton, freshman.
Raleigh, North Carolina native, and Asbill's going to have a meeting with Fleming. Looks like his day is going to be done.
We'll have a new pitcher. I believe it might be Kyle Lamantia, the grad student.
Yep, 32.
And he'll get to see his action. He's the one who came in and closed out that win against Eastern Mennonite on Saturday. We'll take a break while he gets in his warm-up pitches, and we'll be right back.
Being a student athlete and an aviation major was actually a huge plus for me in deciding to come to Averett. I looked into multiple schools, hundreds of schools actually, and Averett just felt like home to me as soon as I stepped foot on campus. As soon as I stepped foot in the airport and when I got on North Campus, it was just a great feeling. Very home-like feeling, especially being so far away from home, me being from Houston, Texas. I felt like it was amazing being able to kind of see the atmosphere that they had built here and the family and really the community that they built here. You know, it really feels like you're being in a big neighborhood kind of. I really enjoy my time here at Averett so far, and one of the biggest reasons that I picked Averett was because of me being able to do both, being a student athlete and also being able to fly planes. That's one of my I think favorite things to say to anybody when they ask me what my collegiate experience has been like. I could definitely say, you know, I've been flying planes and playing football. There's not too many people in the country that could say that.
Welcome back. Kyle Lamantia done with his warm-up pitches here at Owen Fulton Field as he comes in with a runner on first base, nobody out. Lamantia on the year. This is his 4th appearance in relief. He does have 1 save. He's pitched in 2 2/3 innings. Has a pair of strikeouts. Has allowed 2 hits but no runs so far this season. He'll face off against the top of the order. Ethan Baden will be due up here for the Tigers. Good lead over at first base. That pitch in the dirt. Good block there by Robbins behind the plate. 1-0 the count.
Drew, I thought Baden maybe could have went right there. I mean, he kept it back, but it's those wrists. The wrist got, you know.
And Masterton over there a little too antsy. Got a quick jump. And Lamantia stepped off quickly, but didn't elect to throw over there. Runner is going. Called strike. Throw down to second base. And they got him. I think his hand came off the bag after he was initially there. Maybe, or they
had
said,
to have. I mean, you had to have. And it looks like we got a Zach Proctor's behind the plate now, Drew.
You are right. We missed that one.
So Proctor fresh in. The freshman from Salisbury, North Carolina, Jesse Carson High School.
And Hampden-Sydney head coach Jeff Kinney out to question that call and see what the umpire saw.
And it was a pretty quick discussion there, Drew. I mean, not much to be talked about. And Proctor comes in the game, and now Lamantia don't have to worry about anybody on the base. And he's
see what the count is. It's 1-2.
Yeah. It was a strike on the throwdown. He went down on 1. Now he's quickly back ahead, 1-2, and he's got an out on the board.
Lamantia tries to get him with a curveball. No such luck. Evens the count at 2-2. That one misses low. 3-2 now the count.
Don't want to give a walk after catching somebody stealing, Drew. Put that runner right back on first base, basically.
And ball popped up in the infield. Grider over at second base calls everybody off, and he'll make the catch for the second out. So Lamantia coming in and doing his job so far.
I mean, that's a big sequence right there, Drew. In a one-run ball game, catch somebody stealing, get a pop out. Next thing you know, you got 2 outs. And if you're the Tigers, the flip side of that, you got a runner on, nobody out, and you're down by 1. And just like that, 2 outs and nobody on.
That's how it goes sometimes as Lipscomb looks at strike 1 on the breaking ball from Lamantia. Opportunities are there, and the next minute they're not. Another breaking ball, but that one misses low and away. 1-1 the count. Of course, we're only in the 7th inning, so both teams still have some time to add to their run total. And a big hack there from Lipscomb and couldn't catch up to it. 1-2 the count. The chopper right back to Lamantia. Quick glove. Able to field it, jogs it over to first. And
what a play.
Makes a great play. The grad student showing off the glove there. And that's the 3rd out. That'll be it for Hampden-Sydney. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Cougars lead 4-3. inning. Caden Grider will lead it off here for the Cougars, as they hold a 4-3 lead. New pitcher on the mound, Ryan Portez, the right-hander, taking over on the pitching duties for the Tigers. And first pitch, chop foul down the third base side.
Grider, just one of the few guys on this roster as a freshman from Rowan Salisbury area. Looks like head coach Kenny Fleming's looking to get some talent out of there. They got a lot of talent they send out of those schools. All the Rowans, north, south, east, west. Carson.
That one in there for a strike. 0-2 the count here to Grider. Able to fight off the curveball there. Stays alive.
I said all that, Drew. You know, that's the area I'm from, so kind of should give you a telltale sign of the talent that's coming out of there.
And that one is fouled away. It is quite the hotbed for talent. It's just a big corridor of talent down there. 0-2 pitch, and got him with a curveball. They will throw down anyway for the out. Now to bring up Drew Rabin.
And Drew, this is where the part of the ball game where you got to become real patient at the plate. You want to get base runners on. You're going to have some chances. You can't score runs if nobody's on base. So you need to be patient at the plate, get the pitches that you want to see, and make this pitcher work as they're starting to get deep into their bullpen.
Big swing and a miss there by Rabin for the first pitch strike, but evens the count by looking at that one, and that one's in the dirt, low and away. And getting dark here at Owen Fulton Field. We got to worry about sunlight getting through this one, these last couple innings. Big swing and a miss there. Rabin with a big cut.
Yeah, and especially on a gloomy day. Sunset's supposed to be around 6 o'clock, but Rabin two-strike approach. See what he can do here.
And they said he went around, but I didn't see that from our vantage point. Now to bring up Brant Brophy. Or actually, we're going to have a pinch hitter.
Zach Smith. Freshman from Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Ville. That one just off the plate.
Smith looks at that one, misses inside for ball 2. This is his collegiate debut at the varsity level. I saw him play a little bit in their developmental game the other day. And looks at strike 1. Misses. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, see, this is the patience I'm talking about. Coming up, making them work, getting ahead of the count. Now you can see if you like.
And thought he had drawn the walk there. Instead, counts 3-2.
Yeah, it's just a nice pitch right there on the outside part of the plate, Drew.
And swinging pitch in the dirt, throw down to first base in time, and they'll get him for the third out there. And that'll be it for the Cougars here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The score is still 4-3 as we go to the 8th.
Being a student athlete and an aviation major was actually a huge plus for me in deciding to come to Averett. I looked into multiple schools, hundreds of schools actually, And Averett just felt like home to me as soon as I stepped foot on campus. As soon as I stepped foot in the airport and when I got on North Campus, it was just a great feeling. Very home-like feeling, especially being so far away from home, me being from Houston, Texas. I felt like it was amazing being able to kind of see the atmosphere that they had built here and the family and really the community that they built here. You know, it really feels like you're being in a big neighborhood kind of. I really enjoy my time here at Averett so far, and one of the biggest reasons that I picked Averett was because of me being able to do both, being a student athlete and also being able to fly planes. That's one of my I think favorite things to say to anybody when they ask me what my collegiate experience has been like. I could definitely say, you know, I've been flying planes and playing football. There's not too many people in the country that could say that.
And here we are, top of the 8th. Little nubber down the line, and it's going to be a base hit. So it'll be a leadoff single here for the Tigers.
Yeah, Ryan Boyce, I mean, it just chopped down the first base line and kind of almost in no man's land. Hatcher didn't know if he should come up and get it. Lamentier tried to get over there and not able to get there in time. That'll bring up Trey Carnes with a tying run on first.
That one poked out into center field. That'll drop down. Mason Williams, the new center fielder for the Cougars. Can't quite get to that one, and 2 base hits here to start. And that's not what you want to see if you're the Cougars now. Only up by 1 run.
Not the start Lamentier would want here in the 8th, like you said. Nobody out now, and you got 2 on in a 1-run ball game. One of the runners in scoring position already.
Christian Chambers at the plate here. Chambers 1 for 3 today. Showed bunt, but pulled it back as that pitch was inside for ball 1. Heath, we talked about, as I mentioned, Mason Williams in center field, the defensive replacement out there. I was watching a little bit of the developmental game the other day, and he made a phenomenal catch, diving catch in center field. Came from probably about 40 yards away and stole a hit away. Gets Rockingham Community College. That pitch in the dirt, ball 2 here to Chambers, and we'll see if the Cougars, looks like they do have somebody starting to warm up.
Yeah, and just like that, he finds himself in getting some playing action in a midweek, non-conference game. But, Proctor right there on that block, that was a nice job keeping that in front of him. Don't let these runners advance up. And then next thing you know, you got 2 runners in scoring position and 1-run ball game. That's huge.
So Chambers had a quick little meeting there with the coaching staff for Hampden-Sydney. Talk about what their strategy is here with 2 aboard. Averett still playing the bunt, and Chambers showing the bunt early. And Lamentier fakes towards second base just to kind of see if maybe they maybe jumped. 2-0 the count. Chambers already squared around, pulls it back.
Wow.
And looks at ball 3. So I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Chambers squares around again and does the same thing. Maybe just try to sometimes you see hitters try to be distracting there.
Yeah, same thing both of these runners on first and second are doing.
And that one nearly hit Chambers. So draws the 4-pitch walk. And the bases are juiced for Tillman Butler.
Yeah, well, bases loaded, nobody out, and top of the 8th, Cougars up by 1. These are the exact moments head coach Kenny Fleming talked about before the year. Got to find ways to win these ball games. And that's a tough ask. Nobody out, bases loaded.
Butler steps in, looks at strike 1 right down the middle. And Butler 1 for 3 today with a strikeout and a run scored. Here the Cougars, Lamantia, though, has been, so far this season, been the guy you want on the mound out of the bullpen. He's done a solid job. Let's see if he can continue here. Trying to work his way out of this. Beautiful breaking ball, drops it in right off the table.
Yeah, fantastic job right there, getting up 0-2 in the count. You said a nice breaking ball. What the Tigers have been able to do in this inning, obviously, strung a couple hits together, but they've been nice and patient in the batter's box, making Lamantia work on the mound and getting the pitch they want.
And catches the outside corner, and Butler upset. He thought that was outside, but he's caught looking for out number 1.
Yeah, I didn't know if the umpire was going to call the strike there or not.
Kind of slow-played it.
He did. I moved in my chair a little bit thinking he wasn't going to call it. A little upset, but just have a little patience, Heath.
That'll bring up Johnny Oates. Steps in. Breaking ball, finds the outside corner. Lamantia finding a little bit of a groove here. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit. Hopefully move these clouds out of the way so we can get a little bit more light. Breaking ball fouled out over towards the Averett dugout.
Probably some type of off speed off the plate here, Drew, I'm thinking.
Yeah, see if we can get him chase, and instead pokes it right through the left side. That'll score 1. They'll hold up Carnes at third base, but Oates comes through with an RBI single to tie this ball game up.
Drew, that was a fastball. And it looked like Proctor set up on the outside part of the plate, and Lamantia left it right over the meat of the plate, and we've got a tie ball game.
And Oates will be lifted for a pinch runner. It'll be Trent Jones, sophomore outfielder, will take over at first base. But Oates has done his job. And that'll bring up Jay Beavers here with a chance to add to it. Still only 1 out, bases loaded. Hampden-Sydney trying to steal the lead after falling behind 4-0 early. Breaking ball just missed high. That's about the same area that we've seen some strikes called today.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one missed.
It was slightly higher in the zone. So obviously we're sitting up a little bit higher in the press box, but 1-0 the count. And that one drops in there for a strike. 1-1 now to Beavers.
Yeah, and Beavers, he turns around and asks, I think he's a bit confused too. I mean, you got to think he's behind the plate when he turns around, so I think he knows where the strike zone has been all day.
Ball popped up over behind first base. This could be trouble. Hatcher unable to get it. Tried to Willie Mays catch it, and it drops in foul.
Yeah, that could have been a huge out there, Drew. The Cougars needed that one.
On the same side, though, if with Hatcher with his back turned, maybe the run scores, tags up and scores on that play. You never know. So it maybe saved the Cougars from falling behind by 1. But if Hatcher gets under and able to turn around and face the home plate, then he's in good shape to maybe make that play and not have to worry about the runner. But either way, it doesn't matter. It dropped in, foul ball, 1-2 the count. Ball hit out to center field. This will score a run. Sacrifice fly. Good throw home, but sails high, and runners will score. Run will score, and 2 runners will move up.
Yeah, that's just doing a job at the plate right there, Drew. Knowing what needs to be done, getting it up out the center field, giving your team the lead.
And it will be an error on the throw from center field.
Now Jackson Masterson stepping in. The Tigers looking to add some insurance runs as they have gone 5 unanswered.
Masterton came in as a pinch runner, stayed in to play second base, and looked like he was getting ready to step out. Did he call time?
Yeah.
Or did they call it a balk?
They did call a balk. Yeah, they called balk there, Drew. Another run here for the Tigers. And that dugout for the Cougars is looking a bit deflated.
Although they still have they still have some time to come back. Only down by 2. Make it 3. Is this one a lined RBI single? And the floodgates have opened here in the 8th.
Yeah, no action in the bullpen for the Cougars. So even through the bases loading in this entire inning, Lamantia was the guy they were going with. Now there's nobody on. He just needs one out and one person on, but
Big swing and a miss there by Baden.
Like you were talking about just a minute ago, obviously the Cougars, they still got, 3 outs of their own, or 6 outs of their own to, strike some runs on the board. It's not like they haven't had opportunities.
They've left 10 on base today, Heath, and, they've certainly had the opportunities, but it doesn't mean, they have a chance. As runner takes off, that throw a little wide, and will be a stolen base for Masterton. But as I was saying, Cougars have had their chances, but it doesn't mean they won't have more chances here in these last couple innings. So don't get down on yourself. Stay focused, and all you need is a couple runs here, a couple runs there, and boom, you're good. The Cougars trying to get out of this without any more runs. They've given up 4 so far. Another runner in scoring position. Ball popped up over towards second base. Grider over there makes the catch 2 feet into the grass. And that'll be a nod before Hampden-Sydney takes the lead. They lead 7-4 here as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student. And I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
right, we go to the bottom of the 8th. We got a pinch hitter for the Cougars. Joseph Allen will grab a bat and step in for the Cougars. New pitcher Jack Sievert, we believe, is on the mound, freshman.
Drew, I talked about it last inning, but if you're the Cougars coming to the plate, it is where you've got to come up with a nice, patient approach, make Sievert work here. You got to get runners on. You got to do it at all means necessary.
And Allen takes over. He's batting in the place of Nate Tuck. Two and 0 the count. Here to Allen. Allen, the freshman out of Chesapeake. Seen a little bit of action for the Cougars so far this season. Looks at strike one there. Allen appeared in 2 games, including making 1 start, has 2 hits and 5 at bats. So he's batting .400 on the year with a pair of RBIs. Looks at that one as that pitch misses low and in the dirt.
Nice at bat here so far, being patient. Got himself into a hitter's count.
And he will draw the walk here. So leadoff walk for Allen. We'll see if maybe they pinch run. It looks like somebody's got a helmet.
Yeah, they're going to.
And is that Maggs?
Yeah.
Jason Maggs, the senior. He will come out and run. So Allen does his job by getting on board. Maggs will take over on the base pass to give the Cougars a little bit more speed for Ziske. As the top of the lineup here for the Cougars coming up. And if you're the Cougars, this is exactly what you need. You need that top of the lineup come through. These guys, you know, typically the ones that you trust to get something going here. And so far today, that's where 4 of their 9 hits have come from their top 3 hitters. Ziske hits this one off the handle the opposite way, and he's aboard here with a single. So 2 on for Averett, and they're trying to make some noise here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, just like that, 2 on, nobody out. That is big time. As you were talking, I was just thinking, you know, in the whole process of that, just getting the lead runner on in this inning is huge. But then you follow that up with a base hit, and you got 2 on, nobody out.
And Hatcher at the plate. He's 2 for 3 today with a run scored and a walk. With that last hit by Ziske, 4 Cougars have at least 2 hits today. So the offense has done well, even if the Cougars maybe not capitalized on some of those opportunities we talked about. But you just got to keep swinging. Hatcher will look to keep this inning going and help his team out. Averett trails 7-4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Get a little bit of sunlight breaking through some of these clouds. We need that to see a little bit better up here as that pitch misses outside for ball 1. Little check swing, but foul down the first baseline.
That's a tough break for Hatcher right there. And I talked about being patient. That's a pitch. If you're going to lay off, then, you know, lay off. But I think he had the right idea. It's the outside part of the plate. We've seen the Cougars do it a lot today, take it to the opposite part of the field. And it went through his head, I think, you know, trying to take it in between that first and second base gap, but didn't commit to it.
And wisely lays off that pitch. Makes the count 2-1. Fastball right down the middle there. Evens the count at 2-2.
That's a tough one to lay off of.
Wasn't expecting fastball, I'm guessing, right there, but that's what he got. And 2-2 count now here from Sievert. That pitch in the dirt. Good block there behind the plate. Time is called. As they'll change balls.
Yeah, Beavers has been fantastic behind the plate today, Drew.
He's done a nice job. I think both catchers have done a pretty solid job, or on both catchers on both sides, I should say. Full count now here to Hatcher.
Big pitch in this ball game.
And Beavers tried to frame it, but a little too far outside, and the walk loads the bases here for Averett. Zach Proctor will get his first at bat. First collegiate at bat for him. Proctor, the freshman out of Salisbury, North Carolina. Saw him play a little bit in that developmental game the other day. Overall talented roster for the Cougars. See if he can come through. That pitch misses low for ball one.
Love these approaches. As Averett's been able to come to the plate, and Hampden-Sydney's going to have a mound visit here.
And with the tying runs aboard over at first base, you want to make sure that everybody's on the same page if you're Hampden-Sydney. Heath, for us, we need to see if they can hurry up a little bit because we're going to be late to our basketball game.
I know.
Averett hosting quarterfinals game at 7:30 tonight against Southern Virginia men's basketball in the USA South Conference tournament.
I'm expecting a pretty big crowd, Drew. I mean, last game, Southern Virginia, they traveled a nice little crowd themselves, and then vice versa. I know Coach D, he's been talking it up. He wants everybody to come out and show support, and fantastic guy that dude is. So he's going to get every team support he possibly can, and I think the Grant Center is going to be pretty packed tonight. Should be a good one for the first round of the USA South tournament.
Should be a good one indeed as we're ready to go here. 1-0 the count here to Proctor.
Yeah, and if I'm Proctor here, I mean, I might not take, I'm going to work on my timing and stuff, but I might not take my bat off my shoulders until I see a strike. I mean, they've shown great patience at the plate and really done a nice job being able to get the bases loaded, nobody out now.
And that one finds the zone on the outside corner. 2-1 now. This one hit out to center field. Might drive in a run. And it will. Sacrifice fly for Proctor. Pulls the Cougars back within two and moves another runner up as Zixke makes his way over to third base.
Well, it gets the job done there, Drew.
So Proctor with the RBI sac fly, and now Avery Spicer's at the plate as the Cougars within 7-5 of Hampden-Sydney.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, if you're the Tigers there, I mean, to be honest, you're willing to sacrifice an out.
You'll trade an out for a run there, especially as you're this late in the game.
Yep.
So Spicer steps in, looks at a fastball for strike one. Spicer 1 for 4 today with a run batted in. Runner on the move, swing and a miss, though. Catcher dropped the ball there, so 0-2 the count, but Hatcher moves up on the stolen base. So now the tie and run out at second base if Spicer can connect here. Still only one out. Cole McLean due up next. But Spicer would love to at least drive one of these runs in. And lays off that one. That's a tough pitch to lay off of.
It is, and that was tough right there for Spicer. I mean, you know, he knows his guy is going to go down to second. He's not going to swing, get anybody in trouble, but he takes it as a strike, and next thing he knows, he's down 0-2 in the count, but he's got, you know, tie and run now over at second.
And Spicer nearly gets a hold of that one, just missed it.
Did that?
That one, I think, went through the net.
Yeah.
Safety net here over the top of the fans behind home plate. 1-2 the count here to Spicer. And check swing. They appeal down to second base. No, he did not go. It was close. I'll say that.
Very close.
I thought he held back, but a lot of times you don't get that call on a play that close. Two and two the count here to Spicer. And looking for the second time.
You can't lay off of that one there, Drew.
Especially after you get the call right before that.
Yeah. Yep.
So tough break for Spicer there, but Cole McLean will have to be the hero for the Cougars. They want to add another run this inning. Keep this inning going. McLean 2 for 4 today. Big hack there, but couldn't connect.
First pitch swinging looked like off speed, some type of off speed there.
McLean lays off that one and misses inside for ball one.
I mean, now you got 2 outs, Drew, and I mean, if he can get one out of the outfield, out of the infield, excuse me, I would assume, you know.
Yeah, you got to be aggressive and try to at least send both runners.
And be, you know, could be a tie ball game.
And McLean couldn't catch up to that one. Swing and a miss, 1-2 the count.
And that one on the outside part of the plate again. If he wants to try to get to that one, he's got to go that way with it. Big pitch right here.
1-2. And McLean fouls that one out of play to the right side to stay alive.
Yeah, nice job battling as we choke him with the bat, take the 2-strike approach, and see if you can make the pitcher make a mistake.
Pitch coming from Sievert. And his infield thought it was across, but it looked a little inside, and it was indeed inside.
Yeah, so did the dugout. I mean, out of the corner of my eye, I saw them come out a bit. I mean, even behind the plate, Beavers tried to frame it as good as he could, but home plate umpire didn't budge. Deuce is wild.
2-2 count. And McLean fouls that one off. Keeps the count at 2-2.
Drew, this is a big at-bat for the freshman. If he can work back in this count, you know, down 1-2, see if he can get a ball here, work it full, and somehow come up with a base hit, I mean, that would, you know, be huge.
Would certainly be huge for the Cougars here. And outside corner, strike 3. And the Tigers avoid a big inning. They give up 1 run, but still lead 7-5. We'll go to the 9th when we return, see if the Cougars can come back.
Being a student athlete and an aviation major was actually a huge plus for me in deciding to come to Averett. I looked into multiple schools, hundreds of schools actually, and Averett just felt like home to me as soon as I stepped foot on campus. As soon as I stepped foot in the airport and when I got on North Campus, it was just a great feeling. Very home-like feeling, especially being so far away from home, me being from Houston, Texas. I felt like it was amazing being able to kind of see the atmosphere that they had built here and the family and really the community that they built here. You know, it really feels like you're being in a big neighborhood kind of. I really enjoy my time here at Averett so far, and one of the biggest reasons that I picked Averett was because of me being able to do both, being a student athlete and also being able to fly planes. That's one of my I think favorite things to say to anybody when they ask me what my collegiate experience has been like. I could definitely say, you know, I've been flying planes and playing football. There's not too many people in the country that could say that.
Welcome back. We go to the top of the ninth inning. Pinch hitter here for Hampden-Sydney. It's number 27, Ty Smith, has grabbed a bat, and he will lead off in place of Max Lipscomb. New pitcher on the mound for the Cougars, number 43, Gavin Colwell, the freshman. And first pitch fouled down the first baseline. Colwell out of South Boston, Virginia, freshman. Started the season opener in left field. Also pitches. This is his second appearance on the year. Second pitch, and that's going to find a spot in between the second baseman and first baseman for a leadoff single here. And that'll bring up Boyce. 1 for 4 today.
Yeah, Drew, if you go back to the last half inning, I mean, just a case of basically what has happened all day for the Cougars. I mean, missed opportunities, runners left on base, and, you know, two-out hitting is a big part of baseball, and sometimes the Cougars have been able to do it today, and when they really needed to, they haven't been able to.
See if they can maybe close the door on Hampden-Sydney in this frame and come back and win it. This one popped up in the infield. Smith there to make the catch from shortstop for out number 1. That'll bring up Carnes.
Next up to bat for the Tigers is number 9, Trey Carnes.
Carnes stumps the plate, 1 for 4 today. Runner on the move, throw down to second base. And gets by the second baseman, Kreider, but Smith there backing up the play. So it will be a stolen base for Smith. Third stolen base of the day for the Tigers. And it's going to plunk Carnes on the bicep. So he'll reach on the hit by pitch.
Could hear that one up here, Drew.
Next up to bat is number 20, Timothy Hope.
Odd.
So batting for Hampden-Sydney, and we got a Smith. Looks like he came up limping.
Yeah, may have rolled his ankle trying to stop. That double steal was on. There's going to be one out for the Cougars. Or 2 outs now, but 1 out there on that play, and hopefully that's nothing serious. Anytime you see some type of non-contact injury, somebody trying to stop or so now just be a runner on second for Hampden-Sydney.
And unfortunately for Smith, that goes as a caught stealing. So Hart at the plate. Here with 2 away. Fouls that one away. I believe the count's 1-1. I think that first pitch that the caught stealing was on was a ball.
Yep.
That pitch misses high and inside. 2-1 now the count. Already over 3 hours into this one. A little bit more to go here.
Yeah, closer and closer. We're going to be under an hour probably to get set up and ready to go down at basketball, Drew.
That one finds the zone. 2-2 the count. Good thing we have a lot of practice in packing up and setting up. 2-2. Swing and a miss. That'll do it for the Tigers here. Top of the 9th. Averett trails 7-5. We'll see if they can come back and take the lead.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life, and it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
Welcome back out to Danville, Virginia. The Cougars looking to strike 3 runs and get out of here with a walk-off. Got 3 outs to do it, and it's going to be Caden Grinet, the freshman, stepping in from Salisbury, North Carolina. Takes a first pitch strike. Grider with a check swing there. Grider from Kannapolis, North Carolina, Northwest Cabarrus High School. Goes down 0-2. Takes that one. I believe this is Kieran Conway on the mound for the Tigers, a senior from Chesapeake, Virginia. 1-2 count for the freshman at the plate. That's called strike 3. He goes down looking for the first out of the inning. 6:05. I've got the time. As exact time sunset was supposed to be, and good thing we're here in the last inning. Not sure if we could get any extra innings in, so the Cougars want to strike back. They need 3. We're going to have a pinch hitter here, it looks like. Tyler Wilson, the freshman. Currituck, North Carolina native, Atlantic Shores Christian High School. He gets ready to step in with 1 down here in the 9th. Takes a first pitch strike. That one on the inside part of the plate for another called strike, and he's quickly down 0-2. From Conway. Swung on and missed, and he's got 2 strikeouts. 1 more, and Hampden-Sydney is going to get out of here with a victory.
And Heath, I was just trying to figure out what – I went to run down and check out the dugout to see what the lineup changes were. So they eliminated the DH by the pinch runner from the DH spot playing left field. So Conway came into the number 2 spot in their batting order for everybody scoring at home. That one misses in the dirt for ball 1, gets away from the catcher, Beavers. So
Zach Smith, the freshman in from Fayetteville, North Carolina, up at the plate for the Cougars as they're down to their last out.
Drops in there for a strike.
Conway filling up the strike zone, Drew.
This one poked out into center field. And drops in for a base hit. And in there for a double.
Cougars have life.
So we'll have a pinch. No, they're just getting some batting gloves out there. So Jason Maggs was due up, but it looked like we will have a pinch hitter there. It'll be Hudson Rowe. So Rowe steps up to the plate. 0 for 2 this season. Looking to get a base hit here. He's the tying run here with 2 outs. Fouls that one off the face of the press box.
I thought I was going to make a play, Drew.
You've been jumping out of the window to make that play. A little bit above us there, but 0-1 the count. If you can't see at home, don't worry, we can't see really much either here, as the darkness is setting in. That one in there for a strike. 0-2 the count here to Rowe.
And that was a bit off the plate by home plate umpire. I think he realizes he can't see much either.
I'll be honest, it actually looks a little bit brighter on your screen. And this one hit to deep left field. Could be trouble. Could be trouble. It's off the wall, and that'll be an RBI double by Hudson Rowe, and he just missed a home run by a couple feet, Heath.
Yeah, my goodness, he powered into that one, and the Cougars dugout, they erupted. They thought it was out of here, and Hudson's going to have a pinch runner, I believe. And Hampden-Sydney's going to have a mound visit. Tyler Smith, the junior, he's coming out to pitch run. He'll be at second for Hudson Rowe, who just smashed that one out to left field. That dugout, along with a lot of other people, thought that was out of here and thought we had a tie ball game.
I'd say if that wind is whipping like it was earlier in the day, I think that ball is gone. So Smith comes in to pinch run for Rowe. And Ziske at the plate. I'll be honest, Heath, I don't know that we can play another inning here. If the Cougars tie it up, I think it's probably going to stay a tie.
If they did have lights and we did go to extra innings, they might be pushing that basketball game back here in a little bit.
Have to get the scorebook from the coaches later. Ziske at the plate. Fastball misses low and inside. Ball one. And this one popped up down the left field line. Could be trouble. But it's going to be caught out there by Trent Jones. And that'll be it for the Cougars. Tough loss here for Averett, 7-6 after leading 4-0. Averett left 13 runners on base today, and that's kind of the difference, Heath, unfortunately, for the Cougars.
Yeah, when you leave 10-plus runners on base, Drew, the chances you win a ball game not usually going to be very high. And you go up by 4 and turn around and have 5 unanswered, and just a tough break for the Cougars out here today.
Well, that'll be it for us as Averett falls to 1-4 on the season. Hampden-Sydney improves to 3-1 with this one, as they're able to sneak out of here with a 7-6 victory. These two teams will see each other again, though, at Hampden-Sydney on March 2nd. So Cougars will have a chance to get a little revenge and avenge today's loss. But for everybody here at the press box, thanks for tuning in to today's game. Hope you'll join us later this evening for basketball on the Averett Sports Network. We'll see you soon.